Tonight's Rock Arena was actually pre-recorded. So what's new? Because right now I'm at this year's New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. It's the only music event in the world that actually showcases such a range of black music, everything from blues, R&B, gospel and soul, right through to the most contemporary jazz. I'll tell you more about the festival when I get back. But tonight we have a special documentary to take you to the heart of New Orleans and the unique sound of that city. Squeeze keyboard player Jools Holland, in his other role, that of television personality, takes up the story in a program that includes Fats Domino, Dr. John, Alan Toussaint, the Neville Brothers, and there's even a cameo appearance from Sting. This is Walking to New Orleans.
London, the mighty heart of the nation beating still. Who can say what train of circumstance shall wrench these two young men from their ordered course? Who dares guess into what bubbling cauldron of fatty, smelly liquids their lives shall be hurtled? We know that the young man on the left is about unknowingly to tell his companion a dreadful lie. We know that from that moment on he is no longer master of his own destiny, but a toy of the fates, a plaything of the immortals, a fancy piece of the divines, a painted horse like strumpet of the gods.
So there, Gilson, I'll see you tonight. It's about 7 o'clock in the pub.
There's a moon over Bourbon Street tonight. I see faces as they pass beneath the pale lamplight. I've no choice but to follow that call. The bright lights, the people, and the moon and all. I pray every day to be strong, for I know what I do must be wrong. Oh, you'll never see my shade or hear the sound of my feet while there's a moon over Bourbon Street. It was many years ago that I became what I am. I was trapped in this life like an innocent lamb. Now I can never show my face at noon, and you'll only see me walking by the light of the moon. The brim of my hat hides the eye of a beast, of the face of a sinner, but the hands of a priest. Oh, you'll never see my shade or hear the sound of my feet while there's a moon over Bourbon Street. You got 50p? I've got a wife and 4 kids, man.
Maniac! You're on the wrong side of the road anyway!
This time I'm walking to New Orleans. I'm walking to New Orleans. I'm gonna need to parachute when I get through walking these blues. When I get back to New Orleans, I've got my suitcase in my hand. Now ain't that a shame? I'm leaving here today. Yes, I'm going back home to stay. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans. I see you by and by. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans. I'm walking to New Orleans.
Well, obviously it would be fairly stupid to actually walk all the way to New Orleans because we'd only be 50 miles and the film would have been finished. So instead, the sensible thing to do when travelling in America is to hire a car. I've been given this number by some friends in London of a trusty car hire firm. Good morning. And this is the car that I have selected to rent, that these kind purveyors, Rent-A-Wreck, have got for me. First of all, the first thing when renting a car is always to test the suspension. Yeah, seems fairly good. Yeah, and the other thing is, really, I wanted a model with air conditioning, and it's an adjustment, of course, that one can make oneself. Of course, ideally, the sort of car I would like would be a convertible, if you could have a...
No problem. Love a lot of sound.
Okay, so we've got the old manually assisted roof here. Well, do you take credit cards? Great, there you go. Thanks very much. Well, thanks a lot. You've got my deposit. The old left-hand drive, of course. Right. Thank you. Well, we seem to be more or less set for our journey now. That walking business would have been pretty stupid. Indicators more or less seem to be working. I think it's a sign for us to be on our way. The car seems to be full of petrol. We've got a nice sock as a petrol cap. Well, chocks away on our journey. Action-packed. And off they go.
I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. I got a girl named Sue. She knows just what to do. She rock to the east, she rock to the west, but she's a gal that I love best. To the booty, on Rudy. To the booty, on Rudy. To the booty, on Rudy.
Tuning into the radio stations, often the most attractive and suitable ones to listen to, and certainly the most beautiful ones are the gospel stations. I'm tuning into one now, and it really is the most moving, pretty thing you could listen to. Scenic and beautiful place in southern Louisiana. Scrapyards, the hanging willows, a place to find spare parts. And yet there's always something slightly mysterious. One's never quite sure what. A lot of people, they say to me, their big question is, what is a levee? You know, drove my Chevy to the levee. Blow me. Well, this is in fact an Oldsmobile, not a Chevy. But we're going to now on British television, drive an Oldsmobile to the levee. And we'll see if the levee was dry. This is a levee. Not that silly old boat junked over there, but the general sort of water and the high bit. Fantasyville, Mississippi. This is the rate card for the greatest pianist on earth, or the greatest piano teacher on earth. There's not many people he teaches, but for $4 a second, you can learn some of the greatest boogie-woogie riffs from the southern part of the States, from him, the greatest piano teacher of all time. He lives out here in this vast house, and there's many satisfied customers. Here, a pupil seen rushing in to learn new, gleeful riffs.
They call me the family, 'cause I went to her town. All the girls, they love me, 'cause I know my way around.
Right.
Yeah, my first record, 1949.
That's amazing, isn't it? But no, that's a real New Orleans piano style, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That could only be Fats Domino. Do you
Well-
have to have very large hands? How big are you?
Look,
It's sort of a span.
I wish my finger was long like yours.
Oh, well,
Mine is short.
this is fantastic jewellery you've got as well. Is that a thing that's necessary to be a really sort of great New Orleans pianist?
No, you have a lot of them soon.
I'll get them soon. Can we just have a look at this one? Because that is absolutely out of this world.
Yeah, it's a little baby grand piano.
Yeah, that's what you're called. And could we just see the cufflinks as well? Because I did happen to notice you putting on it earlier. A true great rock and roll pianist.
What's
Greatest
Fats?
rhythm and blues. Yeah. See, that's what you call style.
You like that?
Yeah. So my hands
Well,
feel.
your name is Jools, that's why you like
Yeah,
that.
that's right. I should have one with Jools for Jools. So, what other sorts of so walking to New Orleans? Now that's sort of a song that is very popular, and that's got a rolling sort of a style.
Yeah,
you see-
well, this time I'm walking to New Orleans. I'm walking to New Orleans. I'm gonna need to parachute when I get through walking the blues. When I get back to New Orleans, I've got my suitcase in my hand. Now ain't that a shame? I'm leaving here today. Yes, I'm going back home to stay. Yes, I'm walking to New Orleans.
Fabulous. Yeah. So do you? See, there's a distinct style, isn't there? I mean, it's got to be said that when you're playing, there could be nobody else but you. Are there particular keys you find it easier to?
If it what I'll be singing, I've been doing it for years and years.
Yeah, yeah. Do you, when you go, because you tour the world all the time, filling out huge halls, but when you come back to New Orleans, is that your favourite place?
New Orleans?
Yeah.
Well, that's my home.
Yeah.
Born and raised there.
Never think about moving
Still
away?
live there.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna be there forever.
yeah, fabulous.
Well, I
How
love
about-
it, you know.
How about the other thing in that film that we haven't really talked about is the food, and I believe you're a bit of a cook yourself.
I do pretty good.
Yeah. What sort of things do you make?
Anything.
Yeah,
Just mix up together, make a jambalaya, anything, gumbo,
yeah,
red bean.
yeah.
Yeah, all kind.
Well, I have been watching you very carefully, and you did show me a left hand when we met earlier, secretly, and I could play the left hand, and if you would play the right hand, then I'd feel as though at least then I was sort of on my way to getting some of the jewellery then.
Oh, you gonna get it. Don't worry about that. What we gonna do?
Right,
What you wanna do?
Well, I'm ready.
All right, I'm ready.
So,
All right.
shall I begin here?
Okay.
And maybe I've got it wrong, you see. So let me see. Is this right? Oh, no, you begin.
No, let me see what you gonna do.
Okay, and you tell me if I'm right.
No, let me see what you gonna
Okay,
do.
okay, I'll begin now.
Oh,
No,
no.
no.
Go
Ready?
ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You ready? Okay. Oh, that's it. Oh.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm able. rock and roll and I'm willing, and I'm able to rock and roll tonight. Come on, pretty baby, we're gonna rock and gonna roll until the broad daylight because I'm ready. And I'm able, well, I'm willing and I'm able, so you better come and go with me. We're gonna rock and roll till the morning about 3.
Show me that one. There you go. That one. And that's that one.
You got it. You got it.
Thank you very much
Oh,
indeed.
baby. All right.
What a hero.
Don't forget me. You don't remember me.
Okay.
Because I love you.
How could we forget him? What a brilliant man. Thanks, Domino. Thanks, Mr. Domino. Well, let's get to a bar because it'll be dark in a minute. Well, of course, there are certain disadvantages to having a convertible, especially in this weather. So, we get out, not forgetting, of course, the security measure of putting up the windows, electronically operated, and locking the doors for a sensible security measure. Well, we're in Cajun country, and what does Cajun mean? Well, they're the French-speaking people of Louisiana, and they're often portrayed in films as, say, sort of rednecks and roughies, which is very unfair stereotyping them like this. As you sit here, or stand, as I am at the moment, in this car park outside this Bayo bar, you can listen to the sounds of the crickets, and it becomes somehow like a Tennessee Williams play. No, not those crickets, these type of crickets. Yes, that's better. So, let's put our best foot forward and go in and hear, hopefully, some swamp pop, hopefully some groovy Cajun sounds. So walking in, what I'd really like to hear is a really ace Cajun record. Fortunately, here is a jukebox. Let me see. Ray Charles, I don't think that's going to be very... David Allen, not very Cajun. Johnny Allen, that's what I want to hear. Promised Land, I think that's, let's see, 1, 5, 6.
Left my home in Norfolk, Virginia, California on my mind. I saddled that Greyhound rolling out of Raleigh on across Carolina. We stopped in Charlotte, we bypassed Rock Hill, we never was a minute late. 90 miles out of Atlanta by sundown, rolling across the Georgia state. Right away I'm on the through train, digging right across Mississippi clean. I was on that midnight flight out of Birmingham, smoking in New Orleans. Somebody help me get out of Louisiana, help me get to Houston town. There are some folks who care a little about me and they won't let the poor boy down. T-bone steak, I like on it flying over through the Golden State. Pilot told us in 13 minutes to be landing at the terminal gate. Slow down, chariot, come down easy, taxi to the terminal gate. Cut your engines and cool your wings and let me make it to the telephone. Los Angeles, living Norfolk, Virginia, Tidewater, 1009. Tell the folks back home, this is the promised land calling. Oh, boys on the line.
Hey, wait a minute. You got your keys on the bar.
Well, we're now in New Iberia, Louisiana. Time's getting on and we're slowly approaching New Orleans. It's worth mentioning that here in the south is where rock and roll probably started. Jerry Lee Lewis was from Faraday, Louisiana. The Sun Sound, which was from not far from here in Memphis. The Each Novelty Company, they're something straight out of Batman, I'm sure. The whole place has a sort of a last picture show feel to it. And what with the blues coming from sort of the country blues that started here. And in, for instance, a cinema like this, you could imagine Elvis Presley queuing up to see The Wild One and getting the idea that wearing a leather jacket was a good idea or something like that. It's still very sleepy and little has changed down here. Well, checking the time now, it appears to be 10:30 and we're about 150 miles from New Orleans and we're getting closer all the time. In fact, checking the time here, doesn't seem to be working at all. There's a little town here, and I'm told that it has the most interesting radio station in the United States. Going to be pretty interesting. Actually, I'm being a little bit too American here with my bubblegum, and you can probably not really understand what I'm saying. Right then, let's move off into here. Here we are. Welcome to Mamou City Limit. Please drive carefully. Oh. There's a place over there called Fred's Lounge. Hello. They do all seem to be looking at me like I'm a complete raving lunatic, which I'm getting a bit tired of, I must say. Is that a raving lunatic to you? Ah, now wait a minute, I'm picking something up here. This does seem to be Fred's Lounge. Let's just stop here. Ah, now that does sound interesting. Maybe the broadcast is being picked up in there. Oh, hello, we're going to, this is what we call indecision. Please come past. Just wave him onto the oncoming traffic. Have a nice day. Right then, I think I'll go this way instead because there seems to be traffic coming all over the shop. I'll just get in the spirit of it all. Yee-haw! Probably the last radio station of its sort. A decent thing to remember, really. Absolutely perfect. Have a look for yourself. Now 25 to 11 and everybody in here is absolutely, pissed. I think that's what we're looking for. Lafayette, Louisiana, the home of Rockin' Dopsy and his Cajun Twisters, and what they play is what we call Zydeco music. A couple of interesting features when we eventually find where the venue is, which we're a bit lost at the moment, are these. For instance, saxophone player has a master's degree in music and is blind, and he really is a one only type of person. Also, you'll notice the coolest and hippest washboard player on earth, and that's Rockin' Dopsy's son, And if you think, well, why is he the coolest and the hippest? If you think, well, the only other washball player I can think of is Derek Geilia, you know, you'll know what I'm getting at. Railway is what we need to find, and that's where the gig is. Some of these trains in the United States can be up to 4 or 5 miles long. We've chosen this one, which is only 7 coaches long, rather sensibly, because otherwise we would have been here all evening, and we've got places to go. For instance, a gig over here by Rockin' Doopsie. And, oh, hello, this is what we call a motoring accident by Rockin' Doopsie. And as he's known locally, I was talking to a bass player and he said, oh, you mean Good Rockin' Doopsie. So if you get the title Good Rocking, it's like being knighted or being given sort of a lordship or something. So, Good Rockin' Doopsie at the Grant Street Dance Hall in Lafayette. What more could you want for of a Saturday night? Driving now for ages and we still haven't hit New Orleans. I'm getting a bit tired. It's places like this, Duke's Restaurant and Bar, you're always tempted to pull in and stop, but you're never really sure whether it's a good idea, you know, what's going to happen to you. Highway 10 West, that's where we're going to go. It'll be a relief, really, once we eventually hit the city, because I expect you at home are getting fairly bored and I'm getting a bit sick of sitting in this car for about 3 weeks. Where does he sleep? Where does he piss, you're asking yourselves? Well, it's a question I asked myself, let me tell you. Ah, here it is! At last, the answer to our dreams, the Crescent City itself, the Isle of Jazz, the land of dreams itself, New Orleans, the city. We've eventually hit it. Isn't that wonderful? Look, feast your eyes on that. This is what we came here. This is what the journey was for. We can't go into the city without checking into the hotel. This is a typical New Orleans hotel room or a typical American hotel room because they're all high standard everywhere you go. You know, they always have phones and television and all that sort of thing. What do we do when we first get to the hotel room? Well, we unpack our baggage in the drawers provided. Also, checking the drawer whilst unpacking our baggage. for any pornographic literature that the previous occupant might have left, or money, or anything like that. Nothing, unfortunately. There's the odd Gideon's Bible, and in fact, coincidentally enough, a brochure advertising having a holiday in Britain. Well, let's check what's on the television, because that's how you discover what a local place is like, by looking at the local television stations or listening to the radio. So let's see what we've got on. Nonsense. Utter nonsense. Ah, now look, see, they sell the tube around the world, and here it is with me, coincidentally with Dr. John, you see. Again, it's a whole world of coincidences in which we live. Fabulous song, it's such a night, Dr. John.
Such a night, such a night, got to steal away, time seemed right, baby, your eyes met mine, at a glance, you let me know that this was my chance. You came here with my best friend Jim. Here I am and I'm trying to steer you away from him. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, child, somebody else will. And it's such a night. I mean, it's such a night. Sweet confusion under the moonlight. Such a night. Such a night. Got to steal away. Time seemed right. Baby, I couldn't believe my ears. My heart just skipped a beat. Told me we could slip away down a dark end of the street. Came here with my best friend Jim. Here I am and I'm trying to steer you away from him. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, you know somebody else will. If I don't do it, child, somebody else will. And it's such a night.
The weather's always fairly hot and sunny here. There's this place here which is really bizarre because it's called Santa's Quarters, and in there everything is Christmassy all year round. All of the architecture was all built by the Spaniards and the French and the British when they first came there. And they say, of course, that's how it just started, with all those people and the African slaves and the Indians as well. All those rhythms mixing together, giving you a nice sort of offbeat. We're going into Jackson Square now, where lots of people perform. And on the left there, that's the Café du Monde. You're saying, well, so bleeding what? Well, the point is that that's been there for over 100 years, and they've been serving, all they serve is cakes and coffee 24 hours a day for 100 years. Mississippi River's just over there to the left. That's quite mad, that music, isn't it? Oh, it's a riverboat.
And a bottle of beer. Send me cake, I don't care. I feel just like I wanna clown.
Everything's on a grid system, and I believe it's about a square quarter of a mile, the whole French Quarter. And it has preservation, so I mean, although they're very keen on pulling things down and putting up the new, there is a preservation order left on, we can't see one way, preservation order left on most things, so you can't pull anything down much without, you know, replacing nail for nail and so forth. And it's not just all sleazy bars, it's all residential as well. Morning. They're always friendly, Americans. They always wave back, you know. Yeah, Burgundy. Never mind about bib, pal. Good morning.
How you doing?
Fine, thanks. And that's, now, you couldn't imagine a parking warden in Britain being like that, could you? Excuse me, pal. No, you can't park here. Move on. Bourbon Street at 9 o'clock in the morning, and here at 9 o'clock in the evening. Here you can see, because the bars have been open all night, there's people turned up. It's a lot, the city's been cleaned up here a lot since when I first came here a couple of years ago. For instance, there used to be several bars with Hells Angels, a lot of hookers on the street. That's disappeared a bit, both male and female, and even animals are rumoured to be happening. Whatever your sexual proclivity was, really, or is, you can still sort of, or you want to drink, whatever you want to do, you can do, day or night. Indeed, and I'm the nighttime side of it. As I said, the sleaze is here if we wanted. You wouldn't have a drink, would you, please? And you do. The city is licensed 24 hours a day. Oh, thank you very much indeed. How very kind. This is a hurricane, a traditional New Orleans drink, which you can have any old day of the week. Thank you very much, yes. It's a big round of applause needed when you drink a drink like this. As him over there will tell you, although he's at 9 o'clock in the morning, you can get drinks then too as well, of course. Yes, you could imagine all the great jazz players playing here. I mean, it has calmed down over the years, and it's a place, as I say, where a lot of American tourists come themselves because they started to get interested in their own country. There's nothing else like this in America, where everything's open 24 hours a day, and there's lots of sort of safe sleaze, really. All sorts here, and all sorts of people are attracted to here, you know, from all over the world. Variety is the spice of life, isn't it, Mr. Nighttime? It certainly is. For instance, you could imagine Jelly Roll Morton playing in brothels here before the First World War. You could imagine Bessie Smith wailing the blues for people. I mean, it is a great city of jazz. And we haven't covered that too much in this because there's already been covered by lots of other people, and there are books and records that cover that. We're giving you more of a glimpse of Mr. Nighttime, I must stop you there. A glimpse of how it is now, and a glimpse of how it probably will be for a while now. Mr. Nighttime, I must stop you there. Fair enough. Thank you. Yes, because what I want to do now is a good souvenir to take home if you like the jazz, is to buy, and you can disappear, look, and come back into shot again, just like magic. But if you can't do that, the next best thing is to buy a record like this. Really what I was after was a copy of Working in the Coal Mine by Lee Dorsey. Do you have that at all?
Lee Dorsey, I sure do. In fact, I'll put it on the listening booth for you.
Thanks very much. This one here?
Yes.
Great.
Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm already up and gone. Lord, I'm so tired. How long can this go on? Better working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. 'Cause I make a little money, hauling coal by the ton. But when Saturday rolls around, I'm too tired for having fun. Too tired for having, I'm just working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Lord, I'm so tired. How long can this go on? That working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm already up and gone. Lord, I'm so tired. How long can this go on? That working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. Working in a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working in a coal mine, about to slip down. 'Cause I make a little money, hauling coal by the ton. But when Saturday rolls around, I'm too tired for
Yeah, I'll take this one, please. That's fine. By the way, who was that man? French Quarter at night is a really beautiful place. Lots of stuff going on. Not in these streets because we're just outside the sort of Bourbon Street area. But there's markets and real punters living here. It's not just a sort of a tourist trap. There's 15,000 people living in this sort of quarter of a square mile. Everywhere you go, there are these veranda things. And it is warm here all the time. There's Mexican restaurants of any sort you care to name here. In fact, there's Japanese restaurants, Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, Creole and gumbo restaurants. That's the sort of local fish food that they have, which is like fish soups and red beans and rice and all of that sort of traditional southern New Orleans food. Anything you want here. And here's one of the fruit and veg markets. But of course, of an evening, you don't go out to the fruit and veg market. You go out and have a bit of a good time. Here is the fruit and veg market, but we're going to come and have a bit of a good time. That seems a more sensible idea to me. Something's bothering me here. Well, let's pull up. And this looks like a place where, at least for openers, to go.
The young man finds a temporary haven in the music of the Neville Brothers.
If I could turn back, the hands of time. I do you a favor, straighten out confusion in your mind. Your mind is messed up now. Why you wanna hurt my heart? Why you wanna hurt my heart? Why you wanna hurt my heart? Why you wanna hurt my heart?
rhythm and blues side. Professor Longhair was the pianist that influenced probably more pianists than any other pianist in this area, but he never really had the fame that somebody like Fats Domino or many of the others really got. The club he was famous for playing in before he died was Tipitina's Club, which is now, sadly, due to their debts with Inland Revenue a couple of years ago, has had to shut down. We're outside it, but it's a rather sad state because it's not open, not really worth going in. So, goodbye, Professor Longhair.
Thank you, Lord, for this very special man. And thank you for letting me be around to see one as great as he. Thank you, Lord, 'twas in your hand I trust. He was put here especially for us, and he did give us so much. Remember the time Toots, Bess, and me and the piano street. Oh, how you led the way. What can I say? In case you wonder if anybody care, tip a triller, oola, mano, walla, yeah. Parts of Fess fill the air everywhere. Thank you, Lord, it's in your hands I trust. He was put here especially for us, and now that he's gone his way, what can we say? But thank you, Lord.
Well, Alan Toussaint more or less brings us to an end. I mean, he produced, of course, most of the great New Orleans records that that we hear or have heard. Not all of them, but most. If you want to find out more, go and read a book or something. I'm not going to tell you. The other question that sort of we're left with is, in fact, look, there it is. This car. This sinister person who's been following us. What is it? I'm going to find out. Is it myself really? Hey, what do you want? Hey, you've been in the film most of the way through. What is it? What do you represent? What are you? He's done good, isn't he? Hey, you! Get out of the car! Shadowy figure, reveal yourself! So, Mr. Mystery Man, I think you best reveal yourself. Ah, it's Gilson, my drummer. I didn't recognise you with your collar. Did you know you had it up? I thought you were some sort of a mystery, shadowy figure. Poor, this card and half stink of bad
Gumbo,
guts.
Jules. Sorry, Gumbo, mate.
Whoa, really bad guts. Body problem you must have. Still, not a lot of time. I've got to make a reflective video.
Let's go.
Give me echo. I wanna blow the wall here. Shuffle into me. I head up to Cumbia. Meet my Tepatina. Love her, hold her tightly. I wanna see her swaying. New Orleans nightly. Sit on the veranda.